Welcome to Just Gist TV. If you're just joining us, don't forget to subscribe because stories like this remind us that behind the smiles we see online, there are battles many people fight in silence. For the longest time, everyone believed Uche Nancy was happy. Not just happy, but fulfilled, strong, and emotionally settled. She was seen as the proud mother who had done everything right, raising successful children, standing firmly behind them in moments of criticism, and carrying herself with grace through Nollywood storms. Mama Nancy was the woman who smiled through everything. Or so we thought. Because what she has just revealed has changed that narrative completely. In a moment that has left fans emotional and stunned, Uche Nancy finally opened up about a hidden pain she has carried quietly for years. It was not a dramatic outburst. It was not attention-seeking. It was raw, controlled, and heartbreakingly honest. And that honesty is what has shaken people the most. For years, Mama Nancy was praised for her strength. She was often described as unbreakable, calm, and deeply supportive. Whenever her daughters faced criticism or online dragging, she was there, defending them, reassuring them, and standing firm. Many assumed that a woman who could protect others so fiercely must herself be untouched by pain. That assumption was wrong. Behind the smiles, the prayers, and the proud public appearances, Uche Nancy was struggling. And when she finally spoke, it became clear that her silence was not peace, it was endurance. According to her emotional revelation, the weight she carried was not just about motherhood or career. It was about emotional exhaustion, unspoken sacrifices, and the pressure of being strong for everyone else while neglecting herself. For years, she felt obligated to appear okay, not because she was, but because people expected her to be. What made this confession hit harder was the timing. At a moment when her daughters, especially Sonia Uche, are experiencing intense public scrutiny, Mama Nancy's vulnerability added a deeper layer to the ongoing conversation. It reminded fans that public pressure does not stop with celebrities, it extends to their families. She spoke about the pain of watching her children be misunderstood, judged, and dragged online, while having no control over the narratives being created. As a mother, she admitted that the helplessness was overwhelming. No amount of prayer prepares you for watching your child suffer in silence while the world speculates freely. Many fans assumed Mama Nancy had mastered emotional resilience. But in her words, resilience came at a cost. She revealed that constantly being the strong one meant suppressing her own emotions. She rarely allowed herself to cry, complain, or express fear because she believed doing so would weaken her children. This revelation shattered the illusion many had built around her. What struck fans deeply was her admission that she often felt invisible in her own pain. Everyone checked on her children. Very few checked on her. Everyone praised her strength. Almost no one asked how she was coping. And that loneliness became her hidden struggle. She also spoke about the unrealistic expectations placed on mothers in the public eye. Society demands that they be endlessly supportive, emotionally stable, and spiritually grounded, regardless of what they are personally facing. Any crack in that image is often judged harshly. Mama Nancy admitted that there were moments she felt close to breaking, but she pushed through because she believed her family needed her to remain solid. Over time, that emotional suppression turned into exhaustion. Fans watching her confession could feel the heaviness in her words. This was not a woman seeking sympathy. This was a woman finally giving herself permission to be human. Midway through this video, pause and think about this. How many strong people around you are silently struggling because they believe they have no right to fall apart? That question is why this moment resonates so deeply. Her revelation has sparked an outpouring of support online. Fans who once admired her from a distance are now expressing empathy and gratitude for her honesty. Many admitted that they too had assumed she was immune to pain. Her confession forced them to confront their own assumptions about strength. Some fans even expressed guilt, saying they had contributed to the pressure by constantly expecting her to be okay. Others thanked her for speaking up, saying her vulnerability gave them permission to acknowledge their own hidden struggles. What also stood out was how her pain was not rooted in bitterness. She did not blame her children, the industry, or the fans directly. Instead, she focused on the emotional toll of silence and endurance. That maturity made her words even more powerful. In relation to Sonia Uche, Mama Nancy's pain added context to her fierce protectiveness. Fans now understand that her past warnings to critics were not just defensive reactions, they were the response of a mother who had been hurting quietly for too long. Her message was clear: strength should not require suffering in silence. This revelation has also reopened conversations about mental health within Nollywood families. While actors often speak about pressure, the emotional burden carried by their parents is rarely acknowledged. Mama Nancy's confession has brought that overlooked reality to the forefront. As the video of her confession continues to circulate, critics who once dismissed her as too emotional or overprotective are now reevaluating their stance. Many are realizing that her reactions were not excessive, they were human. Toward the later part of her message, Uche Nancy made a quiet but powerful appeal. She asked people to be kinder, not just to her children, but to families connected to public figures. She reminded everyone that words online do not disappear, they linger, echo, and hurt more people than intended. That appeal has struck a nerve. Fans who once fueled gossip are now reflecting. Some are apologizing openly. Others are pledging to be more mindful. And while not everyone will change, this moment has undeniably shifted the tone of the conversation. As we approach the end of this story, one truth stands out clearly. Mama Nancy was never unbreakable. She was just strong enough to hide her pain until she could no longer carry it alone. Her courage in speaking out has changed how fans see her, not as a symbol of endless strength, but as a woman who has given so much of herself for others. And perhaps that is her greatest strength of all. Before we end, we want to hear from you. Did Uche Nancy's revelation surprise you? Do you think society places unfair emotional expectations on mothers of public figures? And has this changed the way you view strength? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This is Just Gist TV. Thank you for listening. And we'll see you in the next one.